don't. And a lot of the times find coping mechanisms.
Like drinking?
Like drinking. But I don't fault you for that. I understand you're going through a lot. And I know it's, if anything, you're probably more upset about it than I will ever be. I mean it when I say that you can stay as long as you need. It will not bother me. It has no reason to bother me. Regardless of what my badge may say about me, or regardless of what that job may say about me, my job as an officer is to help people guide their path. And regardless of that job being a thing or not, the rehabilitation for anybody who needs help is needed. And if this is where you are most comfortable to be away from a lot of the stuff that's maybe gone on recently, then let this continue to be that place for you.
I really appreciate it. This is the first time in a long time I've properly slept in a house. I'm talking years. Spent a long time sleeping on the streets. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that people are willing to reach out and help me right now. I've never experienced that like this before.
In all my years of knowing you, you have given me no reason to not want to help you. And I can't speak for that on everybody that I get to meet. But I have zero reason to doubt you.
I feel like I shouldn't be given that trust. I've done some fucking awful things to people.
And I have too. Trust me, there are things that I regret. There are many things that I regret doing that I feel like I did wrong. And I don't think I should be shown forgiveness for it. And yet, even through a lot of those things that I have done, somebody has found a way to remind me that it is going to be okay. We do not become good people without experiencing something bad. You don't know what good is until you know what bad is. And that is perfectly okay.
I feel like I'm pretty good at running into constant bad. Losing people that I'm close to constantly. I get it, I'm in an MC. I'm meant to expect this kind of shit. Even before I was in an MC, I still lost people really close to me. It gets to a point where I don't know if I should continue letting people in.
I don't want you, and this is easier said than done. I don't want you to take the blame, especially because of others. And I'll clarify that I know you're in an MC. And I know that obviously MCs are going to get involved in things that maybe on paper, maybe I wouldn't stand for. Same way that I do things in my MC that you wouldn't see being a reason to stand for. Within the last week, uh, I too lost somebody that I was very close to. And there was a minute there where I was thinking about it when I was told what happened. And I blamed myself. And I asked myself, could it have been different had I been there? But I have done something to avoid this outcome. Why couldn't I be there? Why couldn't I be around? And I had to remind myself, if you need to take that, go ahead.
I don't know who it is. I should try and answer it.
I have really nasty weather rolling in. I hope to God this shit does not knock my power out right now.
Hello. Next question. I don't want to do fucking shit. I don't even know who was calling me.
Somebody antagonizing you?
Well, I started off the conversation. How are you doing?
Yeah. It's a very easy cop out question, unfortunately, to start off a conversation. But even I should know better than to know that, obviously. I could assume the answer too. So, and not everyone is able to, and that's okay.
I get that. It still upsets me when I get the question asked, though.
I understand. And I'm sorry if maybe I upset you if I asked when I shouldn't have.
You're fine.
To finish my point before, uh, I put so much blame in myself. I put so much weight on my shoulders on all the what ifs And the hardest thing that I had to do, the hardest thing that I had to do was find the acceptance. Not for the blame, not for the what ifs, but I had to put myself in a position where I had to understand the whole situation. I don't have the context as to what happened. I don't have the facts as to how it happened. I don't have the context as to why it happened. That's the most frustrating part, at least for me. But the acceptance of knowing that I can't be the eyes and ears for everybody around me 24/7 is the hardest thing for me to accept. And it is the hardest thing for most people to accept. It's a very, very difficult one that I still struggle with. And part of a lot of the things that I did that I regret still haunt me to this day. And I wish I had answers. But the thing that keeps me going and the thing that keeps me continuing forward is that I've been able to find the acceptance and the forgiveness in myself. And the process is not an overnight. The process is not a week. The process is not a month. It's going to be a long process. And part of the thing that got me through it was family, friends. Uh, I'd love to point at Pixie and say Pixie. She was a big part of it. But it was having the right people around me at the right time that allowed me to find the acceptance that I needed. Because when those things happened, uh, I did not have the right things around me.
Sorry, I
Oh, you're
got a
good. You
headache.
you can come in. Good. I'd rather you closer, to be honest. It's up to you.
Oh, that's
Could you show Ziggy that drawing?
Um, I gave you back your notebook.
The ripped up one?
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. I saw that this morning. I I pieced it back together, but I didn't get a good look at it. I had to scoot out the door.
There you go, Ziggy. I'm gonna take a quick peek at the book here. I'll just
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
show it your way. Here you go.
Yeah.
I don't think he likes the drawing.
I feel so bad for that man, dude. I don't think he does.
Don't blame him.
Uh,
I ripped it up for a reason. I really don't know how I'm going to find acceptance in losing two people so close together.
what was that last thing you said? I'm sorry.
I don't know how I'm going to find acceptance in losing two people so close together.
I understand. I think in particular, the fact that it was two close people is going to obviously make that harder.
Oh. One was a brother.
What's that? Sorry.
One was a brother.
Mm-hmm.
The other's my dad. So
I can't personally relate to losing one of my fathers. I can tell you that I had an unfortunate traumatic incident, and I have no recollection of my family's past. And a few years back, I lost my brother. And even to this day, I know how much it affects my fathers, and I know how it affects me. And I'm sorry that you're going through that. I can say for part of that, I do understand. Hey, you're good. You get a good look at the photo? I'm going to take that as a no.
probably not.
Oh, the wind's getting bad, dudes. Oh, and the thunder's coming in. I don't know if you can hear that. Holy shit.
Could you guys walk around a little? Sorry.
No, you're good.
There we go. Okay.
Good? You able to hear me? Biggie?
Sorry, I interrupted and then.
No, you're good. You're fine.
Fucking... Oh, I don't hear flop. Oh.
Okay,
fuck.
hold on.
Oh.
Let me. I don't know. I'm gonna clear my throat. Or not. Yeah, the wind's getting really bad right now. Like really bad. I'm gonna let you guys know that if the stream does go down, it's most likely going to be power related. Ziggy?
Flop. Oh, hey. Okay, I
Hey.
can hear you now.
Hey.
Sorry, I was asking
Yeah.
before. You're good. Did you happen to get a good look at the photo?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Have you guys talked about that already, or?
I'll be honest.
Mhm.
And I've already told Rue. As much as I'd love to ask questions, I don't want to ask anything that would. I don't want to use the word trigger, but I don't want to ask anything that It's hard on the mind right now,
Sure. Yeah.
but I can infer.
Was the last night rough, Brew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I had a few chats with Ivy and Shane.
Hmm. How'd those go?
As good as they can. Shane was good. Ivy's was a bit more difficult. After Ivy's, that's when I went to Liquid Library and just got a bunch of drinks and came up this way, I think.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Thanks for feeding the fish. Well,
I did this morning.
I was.
I didn't know.
Thank you.
Hmm.
I was feeding him cigarettes.
yeah, he doesn't need to eat cigarettes, bro.
I stopped feeding him them.
Okay, all right.
If you need me to buy fish food, I'll do the best I can. Also, sorry. Go ahead. Give me a second.
You're fine.
I also spoke with Kyber last night.
Hmm. I saw
I don't
him
know
a
if I
little bit
told you
ago,
that.
but yeah,
Mm.
you told me you guys met up and you know just you were
I don't know if
catching
you
up on
guys can
stuff. You
hear
didn't
this.
really tell
It
me
is
about what, which is
so
fine. But
loud. I'm sorry if you can hear it.
I saw him earlier. He seems like he's doing okay. I mean, as okay as one can be with everything that they're dealing with. But
Oh,
Yeah.
holy fuck. Oh, it's a fucking storm outside.
I just love him talking about Solomon, really.
To stay safe, I will. I have my phone
mm,
next to me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to ruin the black bars, but
it's his. You
little
know, he
TLDR, I'm in a
never looks
tornado
on
watch
things.
right now and a severe
He doesn't like them.
a severe thunderstorm
Mm.
warning. Um, it's a very slow moving storm, and it's gonna be like this for the next between now
I think
and
you
9
should have a
a.m.
conversation with
So if I
uh
have to get up at any point,
L.
if my phone goes off, I'm dipping. But
Uh,
I
Who's that?
apologize.
you should have a conversation with Loki.
Oh.
Yep, it's fine.
Thank you guys.
Because I found out some things yesterday from
Mm.
him. Something I actually need to tell you about, Flop.
Okay.
Not exactly a fan of this, but you know, it it includes my family now, so there's that.
Oh boy.
Um,
Okay.
yeah,
But
yeah. So a few months back, this is when Etta was still on the council. Solomon hired, or not really hired. Oh yeah. Solomon got somebody to do a case file on everybody on the city council. That included, names, addresses, family members, cars they drive, just, empty sort of just information or whatever, right? And that was to be sold to a third party. Uh, that third party that it was sold to was Chain Gang, who we know was contracted by Thoroughbred to try and get a hold of Edda. And Edda has only ever vouched for Solomon for months now. I even campaigned with him to her. And come to find out from this person that they had done this for him. It's really stacking up for me right now. So
how certain are you about this information? And how is this going to directly affect the family? Not
uh,
not trying to poke holes. I'm just trying to get more sense.
it's more so what it already did to affect the family.
Everything with Edda specifically.
Yeah. All
Okay.
those months ago when Edda was being fucking hunted down, Solomon provided the information for that, apparently. So
What who provided that information? If
someone,
you can't say,
yeah.
that's fine. Um are they a reliable source?
Very.
I'm not going to poke, but how reliable? If you
Um,
can't say pass, that's fine. But
uh, I would say that, I trust the information. This person knew Solomon pretty well.
if they were that close with him and you feel that the information holds weight, then you should trust it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I have no reason not to at this point. It doesn't really change much, unfortunately, but it does, sort of just adds fuel to the flame for me. And I know that that may be really fucking difficult to hear, Rue. I fucking.
A little.
I'm going to sit down.
Guys, we do have a couch.
We can use the couch. I know.
Been sleeping on the floor.
I know. You can sit on the couch, get comfy. It's fine.
It's a
ignore me.
comfy couch. It's new. We did just buy it.
It's fine.
Floor's comfier.
I'm sorry you're going through what you're going through. And I want to reiterate again that if there is anything, and I mean anything, that you need, always call me. If I have any excuse to and any reason to, I will find my way here. And I will make you that promise. And if I can't, I will let you know.
You promise?
I promise. If I text you or call you and tell you that I'm in the middle of something and I'm having a hard time getting out, I will let you know. But just as I did today, I will hold to that. I want to make sure that you are getting the help that you need. And if that means me dropping everything to even come up here and just talk with you, chat with you, I'm going to do the best that I can to hold you and to hold myself to that promise.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Last promise someone made to me, they weren't able to keep it.
Well, I'll say this. This family in particular does not go light on their promises. And, we certainly don't make any if we know or if we have any shred of doubt that we couldn't be able to keep them.
That means a lot. I've always been really, I guess, serious with my promises. I'm making my follow through. Although a lot of them, when we're drinking, are broken. But I held that for a good 2 years. I held it until the past the, until the club got recoed.
Yeah.
If there's anything I can say, it will be this. I wouldn't have gone to this extent to give you that promise. Uh, if it hadn't been for the fact that I've already said to everybody that you were getting a key. Uh, what you missed is nothing that you don't know. I've already told Rue that she can stay as long as she needs. And if this is the place that she feels comfortable, that I would rather her be here and to take all the time that she needs.
Yeah, of course.
I think Richard uh, worded it the best, and I'm going to reiterate it because I think it's important to hear. Um, although we are not directly related, we are not directly family. The way that at least Richard has viewed things, Ziggy, this is your family, and if the best that I can do is to treat them as family, I am always going to do that.
Thank you.
Um, the only thing I will say, Rue, and I'm saying this not for me but for you, uh, because there is a little bit uh, of I will call it the anonymous shadow that people are unaware of in terms of maybe how close I am with all of you guys. If you need me, I would prefer you to call me and, for lack of a better term, not leave a paper trail over text. God forbid something ever comes back my way. I would hate for it to come back to you.
Sorry about those texts.
Oh, you don't have to apologize for those. If anyone says anything, they can go fuck themselves. You were invited here. If they have a problem with that, fire me.
Why would they fire you over that?
They wouldn't, but knowing how the PD is, uh, I've kind of set a boundary for myself, and I will continue to keep my boundary. I think once upon a time there was a police department that was more accepting to, we'll say, relations with other, we'll say, groups, because similar to how people see my uniform and associate me with, quote unquote, the rest of them, uh, police officers will associate your cut as the rest of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I think if people knew my closer, I'm not gonna call it affiliation, but let's call it my closer association. Uh, it would not surprise me if the direct response in today's police department was more negative than it maybe once was. And I don't care about that. Because the same thing I do on duty, and Ziggy well damn knows this, uh, is that I don't look at denim and assume association. I, me personally, see the individual as the individual, because I know everybody has a different past and everybody has a different reason to be where they're at. And regardless of that badge, like I said before, uh, I care more about making sure the people I care about are okay. And if they are not, I want to do whatever I can to make sure that they have what they need so that they can recover.
Not many people think like that.
Yeah, Flop's a good egg.
Appreciate it.
Anytime.
But staying has helped a lot.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Staying here has helped a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad that we have the opportunity to do this. To be honest, um, I don't even want to think about any sort of alternative. So I'm glad that you're here.
But only going back to drinking twice since this has happened, I'll be able to, keep it somewhat of a streak, even if it's been 24 hours.
Mm.
I would.
Honestly,
Sorry, go ahead.
it's okay. I know that we have our agreement between one another, and eventually, after some time passes, I'm gonna, you know, figure out some sort of something to hold you accountable with all this. But because I still want to, that promise that we made to each other to stand. But that being said, uh, if I was in your position and just thinking about who here in my family, if that was happening, uh, if I had it available, I'd be fucking railing coke myself. So, um, I I don't blame you. Obviously, I don't want that for you, or obviously for me. But uh, I can't. eh, It's hard not to. You know, I understand. That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it easier when you're chatting to your club members and mention wanting to drink, and they say, "Yeah, go ahead, do it."
Who did you talk
Especially
to
one
that said
above
that?
Shang and Ivy.
Can I ask a question before we make
Mm.
assumptions? Are they aware?
One of them is.
Okay.
I don't really go around, saying that I have issues with drinking. I do my best to keep that on the down low. Most people that know about my drinking were part of BBMC before that went to shit.
Yeah.
Ivy doesn't know, right?
I don't think she does, no.
I know Shang does though. Okay.
It'll be worth a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I think only probably just you, Ziggy, nowadays who probably knows about morphine, but
Yeah.
yet somehow they hired me for EMS. That was smart of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time you go to,
Morphine?
Mhm.
yeah, you go ahead, Flop.
No, there's not much to say. Haven't had it in a while, but there's always temptation.
Yeah. Every time you go to the hospital, I'm always, worried one of those fucking doctors is gonna slip you way more than you need.
Probably for the better. That I think Pixie's at the minimum aware, and she's usually at the hospital, especially these hours.
Yeah.
But
Rue, do you mind if I tell them about our agreement?
Yeah, you can.
So, uh, me and Rue, a while back, it's got to be like, I don't know, a couple of months now. Um, I was making the rounds, talking to people, um, just, overall just wanting to help out with any and everybody that I could. And me and Rue sat down and we talked, and, uh, I told her about my Coke thing. She told me about the drinking, and we made an agreement that if either one of us ended up either drinking or doing blow, that the other would hold the other person accountable. Um, and we've sort of, kept that up, or at least, are doing our best to. Sometimes, we slip. I have my days where I have my urges. Um, yeah, that's sort of where, we've been at with it for a bit.
Slipped up 3 times now, I think.
Hmm.
the best thing is that you are able to acknowledge it, and I'm happy to know that you have somebody who's at least aware of it that is able to help you. Who obviously sees you a lot more than, let's say, I do.
Without the help right now, I'd honestly probably be at that liquor store until there's nothing in my bank account.
You know, I would say with at least me and Flop here, um, you know, if there are people who understand it, it'd be us. Flop a while back, he set me straight. I was, I mean, I literally, I'm not kidding. This is a long time ago. I took an explosive because I was trying to buy some cocaine, and some guys decided that, they weren't actually going to sell me any coke. They were just, I was a cop, and I think I had impounded one of their scratch or their VIN scratches, and that's, you know, I mean, I got what I deserved in a way, at least for trying to buy coke. Um, and it didn't really help. Me being blown up didn't really knock it out of me. In fact, I would say it made it a little worse there for a while. And this guy made sure that I wasn't going to be doing that shit again. Obviously, I have times where I have slipped. There was a couple of times in Spain. Um, you know, so uh, I will say you are in or among people who are wanting and wanting, willing to help, and also people who are still dealing with it. You know,
I don't think I could have said it better myself.
I guess kind of again, this is the first time I've had people support me like this.
Mhm.
I always got, oh, you're just an alcoholic. That's all you do, you just drink and attack people. That makes it worse.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be honest. Flop. I don't remember. I don't know if you remember, but or if you were there at all. But a couple months back, I think Forte or they were hosting a rave at Tequila La, and Dark was there. He was a real dickhead to Rue, like just talking about the drinking and whatnot. I know that Dark comes from a place of tough love, um, but he sort of was just giving her shit about it, and it was. I say, we get the opportunity to yell at him now for it. Now that he has a little bit more context and he's not as much of an asshole.
He's come around.
Yeah.
He's definitely come around, and I think that that's uh I'm gonna say for Richard, uh a very surprising change of uh his character, because he typically, knowing him, I don't think a better explanation than tough love is a good way of putting it. I would hope that now he at least sees maybe a side of it that he maybe once didn't see before. And now that he has context, I would hope he's better with it. Obviously, doesn't make it right, but it's an improvement.
I haven't really spoken to him since that day.
I'm convinced it's either him or Teddy that gave you that hot chocolate.
I have no idea who it was.
I know Flop bought some for us, but that initial one that showed up, I think, I don't know.
If Richard ever comes on duty, or I happen to run into him, I can ask him if he knows.
Yeah.
Because that was a really good hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even in passing, a lot of people have known me for a while. They always bring up the drinking first thing.
Drew, do you remember the first time I ever pulled you over?
Vaguely.
Because for whatever reason, I do remember. I remember pulling you over, and I believe you were a little tipsy, and you told me that you had stuff in your trunk. And I remember you having bottles everywhere. At some point during that, I forget if there was some kind of a chase that happened, but I remember once I had you in cuffs, Uh, and I explained to you everything that happened and what was going on. I remember asking you then, is there anything that I can do to help you to hopefully avoid this moving forward? And I don't remember what you said. And I know that was probably at this point 6 years ago. But I do hope that that help is being repaid back at some point. Granted, it be many years later.
Thank you. I do remember being offered help. One sec.
It's okay. See who's downstairs.
Hey.
Somebody at the door?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
I'm gonna make sure Ziggy's okay. Give me one sec.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! Good morning.
With
Morning.
Ziggy at the moment.
I need to step outside of the house really quick. I
No, you're good.
can't see well.
Were you wanting to chat or?
I'll step away.
Oh, hey, Anna.
Morning. Hi.
Oh, where you going?
Ziggy's gonna be a minute. He just had a headache.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's number 4 or 5 in the last
Oh
hour
no,
and
they're
a half.
getting worse.
Oh, they're getting worse.
Hi, Rue.
How you doing?
Doing okay. Doing all right. You well, are you sleeping okay?
Yeah, to an extent.
Okay, good,
I guess good by my standards.
good. It's good to see you, hon. So,
Good to see you too.
yeah. I don't want to interrupt or anything or
You're not. You're good.
okay. How you been?
Good to my standards.
Yeah. Okay. Did you go on duty tonight?
For a couple hours. Yeah. I can't say it was eventful, but I also can't say it was uneventful.
Mm. Well, good. I'm glad you're getting more off duty time. Now,
Yeah.
if we can just convince Matt.
It took me a long time to kind of get to that point, and I just told somebody I saw I called Ash out of the blue and I asked her if I could swing by, say hi. Saw her house and she asked why I was off duty, and I just told her that based on the nature of the current structure of the police department,
Mm-hmm.
we do not necessarily have what some people call time off.
Yeah.
And the only way I will ever get time to myself to live my life outside of that police department is to take the time for myself. Not to
Yeah. You just
mention,
have to walk away and let it burn.
well, considering I got in trouble for being
What?
on duty. Oh yeah, I got punished for being on duty for